I think an introduction right now that I usually do would be redundant. I put down the game and stopped recording and then decided like instantly that I needed to get back into this. I'm just right off what just happened. I haven't looked at any of the comments or anything. My heart is still pounding. I still feel slightly lightheaded. It's a really weird. It was a really weird situation. I don't know what was going on in this game. It just got really weird. We started a new game and all of a sudden it feels like Sayuri never existed. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, and athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little, What did you come here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really, you quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity, so how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Stop it, please. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there's only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Calvin. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Calvin, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generously used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. What? What is going on? A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Girl 2. Girl 2. Yeah, girl 2. But anyway, welcome to the club, Calvin. All words escape me in this situation. This club, it's full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Girl 1, Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Calvin in the classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica. Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget. But I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come and sit down, Calvin? Sayori just doesn't exist. The girls have a few desks arranged from a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As the president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to starting something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. So I took like a day break, from this game. It was kind of like something that I really was, morbidly curious about to keep going. But yesterday I did get really lightheaded after I saw that thing, the thing that happened the other day. And I know I'm probably like, overreacting just slightly. But it was pretty like shocking and out of nowhere. Well, that wasn't out of nowhere. In all fairness, you could kind of see the signs, and someone even pointed out that Monica earlier on in the day says the words "you left her hanging today," which to me is like the most terrifying thing And I think that Monica has a lot more to do with this than, you know, we know. Also, when I booted up the game, it said, in clear as day words, it's partially your fault. Which is terrifying. This is all terrifying. And I'm really worried, but we're going to keep going with the game. I think this is my file that I was playing on. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. I do not trust you, Monica, I'm sorry. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down a teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Yuri, I'm finding a hard time enjoying anything right now, but I will say that like a cup of tea helps me enjoy everything, you know? Before I start studying, I get a cup of tea. Before I write anything, I get a cup of tea. Before I play a video game, I usually just get a cup of tea to start it off. It usually starts off, I guess, a lot of like things in my head. Okay, I think there's a child outside that fell. I always feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's like the worst thing to hear. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Calvin, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in the past years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. This is like deja vu. Manga? I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki heads suddenly. This is not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. This has all happened before. This has all happened before, but it's just without Sayori. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking and seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. She did this before! My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity okay, no, she said this before. I'm sorry. No. She said all this before. I guess I did start a new game, but like I don't want to have to read through all this again, and also like it's freaking me out. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Yeah. There's so much I forgot here. Like there's so much that's like laid in, like kind of like laced in through these stories. Like so much. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Yes. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately, and I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Huh. I didn't expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes you think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind at the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give it back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, yeah, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share me them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Share that level of writing takes more. Oh my god. I swear that this has all happened before, right? The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example to help Natsuki feel comfortable to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. We all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to... Okay, so this is... We've read this before. I never said I would join this club. Yes, we've done all this before. I'm reading it, don't worry, so if there's anything new. Yeah, they all stare back with the dejected eyes. If you don't want me to skip this and actually read through this, let me know, but I feel like it's kind of redundant. Yeah, I guess I need to tell you the truth, Calvin. The thing is, we don't have enough members to form an official club. Maybe if Sayori was here... We need 4. And I've been trying really hard to find new members. You need 4? You had Sayori. That was 4. And if we don't find one more for the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these... Yeah, he said this before, with these beautiful girls. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Calvin? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Calvin, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do anything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignments? Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Calvin, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Ehehe. Yeah. Can I really impress the star? I don't want to impress her. I already feel anxiety. Yeah, I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. We usually walk home with Sayori. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls: Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day in the literature club? I think we should leave. I think we should just leave it behind us. Perhaps I'll have the chance to change and grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure the good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Excuse me? Excuse me? Yes? Stare at the dot to reveal a message. What? I love... What the fuck is happening? And Sayori's not there. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm trying my best to pick I'm trying my best to, like, I guess pick equal for each of them, because I don't want to hang out with any of them right now. Bliss, dark, kiss, journey, sweet, extreme, marshmallow. No. No, you can't stop. Oh my god, what the fuck am I playing? What the fuck am I playing? This is really creepy, and it's not even like a real, like a horror game where I can just like pick out a gun and shoot these things. Hi again, Calvin. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. I saw that. I fucking saw that. Thanks for keeping your promise, Calvin. I hope it isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature you're not accustomed to. No! No! You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Why is she in front of the writing? She's in front of the writing. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated Natsuki. Yeah, we've seen this before. The music key change. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really... Okay, so... I want to try to be part of this club, so even if I don't read, I'll be happy to pick a book if you want me to. So this has all happened before, right? I just felt like it. Well, as vice president, that I should help get you started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book you might enjoy. It's a short read. Yeah, we've seen this before. Discuss it if you want it. This is... Yeah, oh my god. Thank you, I'll definitely read this. He takes the book. You can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now everything's been settled. I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for the glance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I'd feel bad for distracted from her reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of a book. It looks like the same book she last lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think... Okay, so we didn't... Okay, we can do this because I don't think we've actually hung out with Yuri yet. Right? Okay, we can have a calm little time. Go back to 4 episodes, Doki Doki. That's what I'm thinking anyway. She sinks in her glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I'm under this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably would have noticed in the first place. But I'm here just reading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted you to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason, just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once I start picking up the book, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's very engaging and a relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled The Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped in there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and fixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Calvin? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind of thing that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. What the... Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. This is creepy. This is really creepy. And it's like making my skin crawl. I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts, my whole... What the fuck? I didn't skip that. History? Okay. It doesn't show me. It doesn't show me, right? I kind of forget to pay attention to other people, so I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Then the least I can do is listen. So the thing is, we're not noticing this as a character, so I'm thinking that we're just kind of an empty vessel here. We're just seeing things through his eyes, but like we're kind of like... I'm kind of turning into a character myself at this point. It's a literature club after all. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Oh no, what the fuck? Ooh. That gave me such a fright. Don't do that. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slipped into the seat next to Yuri's. Ah, yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about the reading in company. It's as if I can feel the presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... What did I say? I was just bathing in what? Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean, here, this thing would work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold my book. This is kind of familiar, but I don't think we've done this more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Okay, we have a nice little picture. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah, I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it onto the thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Yeah, to turn the page. Oh, sorry, I think I got a little bit distracted for a second. I glance over Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning the page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it with her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I didn't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry, I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Calvin? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri's acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Should we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be wild, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up, I make a mental note of where I left the book, then slip it back into my bag. Okay, let's start with Natsuki. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair that I share mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected for someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me, so we've seen this before. It didn't evoke any emotions, so it's basically not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Sigh. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you like it. Okay,